here we are. Chair yoga, nice to have you here today. Let's sit up nice and tall. Let's sit mid-chair if we can. If you have to use the back of your chair, that's perfectly fine, but we use more muscles when we sit mid-chair. So sitting up nice and tall, good. And we're gonna start by just turning your head side to side. Good. I like to either start at the top or start at the bottom. Today we're starting at the top. And then let's hold that head to one side. Hold it right here. Good. Can you bring your head up just a little bit? Feel the tug right there in that shoulder. And bring it down. Let's do the other side. We turn and a little look up. Good. Bring it all the way back to the center. Think about your posture. Make sure that you're feeling like you're sitting like a tall building. So that we have a nice building here and a nice building here with the hips, shoulders, and ears. And then I want you to tuck your chin. So all we're doing is bringing the chin down, not going past that shoulder. Breathing, nice big deep breaths. Good, let's pick that head all the way up. Let's rock it back and forth just a little bit, working into the middle part of the body. I'm gonna move my thing here so I'm not knocking myself in a funny spot. Good, rock it back and forth. Good, rock it back and forth. And hold it forward right here, hold it forward. We're pushing our chest towards the thighs, but we're not actually on the thighs. We're still lifted off, working that lower back. Good, right here I want you to take your right shoulder, put it towards your left knee and look over your shoulder. And bring it back to the center. Let's do the other side. Little look. And bring it back to the center. Now curl through your spine. And then exhale. And bring it forward. Good. Now curl through that spine. And exhale, come forward. One more time, curl. This time, push yourself back, and lift nice and slowly. Good. Bring those shoulders back, roll them up, back, and down. Good. Let's work on that shoulder mobility just for a little bit today. So we're going to start by using one arm at a time. I'm going to take this left arm and I want you to bring it forward. Good. Then we bring it up and we open it up to the back and push it down and around. So it's up, back, down, and around. Up, back, down, and around. Let that hand kind of come along with it. Up, back, down, and around. You should feel that whole shoulder getting a stretch here. Up, back, down, and around. One more time. Right there. Good. So let's do the other side. So we turn it so the palm is facing you, or facing forward. Then we bring it up and back, and the palm is facing the back, and then we bring it around. Up, back, down, and around. Good. Working through that shoulder, getting that good stretch. Good. Up, back, down, and around. Now sometimes things crackle and crunch when we do this, right? Let's do them together. So do them together. So we go up, back, down, and around. Up, back, down. And you might hear a crackle or a crunch. As long as there's no pain with that crackle and a crunch, we're doing a good thing. We're helping get some mobility into those shoulders. Good. Up, back, down, and around. Good. Now let's keep working that shoulder. So sit up nice and tall, and we're going to put our hands out like we're serving a cup of tea. Good. And you want to think about, I'm not going to spill my tea. So I'm going to bring those elbows out, lift them up, bring them up and around. Now some of us can't do the over the head stuff anymore, so do what you can. We're going to bring it around here, and we're going to bring them all the way to the back. That's a hard one, isn't it? So we bring it out, up, around. Try to touch your fingers. Bring it all the way around and reach it to the back. Good. One more time. Up and around. Just warming our whole body up here, right? And then back. Last time. Good. And then let's come back to the center right here. Let's pull those shoulder blades together. Thumbs are out. We're building a little bit of strength here. Good, and then I want you to shrug your shoulder and bring it down. Good, shrug your shoulder, bring it down. Bring those hands to the center, shrug your shoulders, and bring them down. And shrug your shoulders, and bring them down. Good, all right. Now sitting up nice and tall, let's rock one more time to the center. So we're stopping right here. Let's slide one arm out, stretch it. Good, we're gonna inhale using the strong muscles in your back and your belly. We're gonna lift that arm up, bend your elbow. If it hurts, bend your elbow. Good, reach it back out. For those of you that can and it's comfortable, we're gonna tap our toe and lift it up. And bring it back to the center. So other side, we reach forward, stretch. Good, inhale, lift, stretch it up. And then exhale, we're gonna come down. For those of you that are comfortable with it, we're gonna tap that toe. And we're gonna inhale and lift it right here. Good, all right. Now, bring those hands right here. We're gonna put them right here on our hips. Good, and we're just gonna turn to one side and bring it back to the center. And turn to one side, going the other direction, back to the center. Good, just working that torso, just that little bit stretching through the middle section. And one more time. Good, all right, and now bring it right here. Bring those hands right here. Let's curl through that spine and do a little chair, cat, and cow. So here's that cat pose, we're curled through the spine. And then we inhale and we lift. Let's slide those arms back. And then exhale, slide those hands forward, past the knees if you can. Inhale and lift and open. And exhale and bring it back. Hold it here. And bring it up. Good, remember that shoulder shrug? Let's do it one more time, just that little shoulder shrug. Good job. All right, let's march those feet out. We're getting ready to come up off the chair. If you don't want to come off the chair, you don't have to. I've showed how we sometimes can do down dogs and things on the chairs or while you're seated. So use those modifications here if you can. I think for the most part, most of the stuff you can do right in the chair. So let's make those feet a little faster. Get that blood in those feet, in those legs. All right, now plant your feet. Let's go ahead and stand all the way up. And today, I want you to take your chair and we're gonna turn it towards you. So I'm gonna turn my chair towards me on the side so that you can see what I'm doing. For those of you that are uncomfortable with that, and if you wanna have your strap handy or if it's close by, that's great, because when we get back, we're gonna do some hip stretch, so we haven't done those all week. So for those of you that are uncomfortable going down as far as the seat of your chair, you could go to the back of your chair if you'd rather. Okay, so you don't have to turn your chair. This is just an option. It's something different for us to do, that's all. So we're gonna turn towards the chair, and for you, that means you're still facing me so you can see me. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down, put those hands on the chair. I'm gonna take a step back so it makes my back feel nice and flat, so I have a tabletop back. Good, and right here, I'm just gonna curl. And then exhale and sway that back, getting a little extra cat and cow here, a little deeper cat and cow. Inhale for cat, exhale for cow. One more time, inhale for cat, and exhale for cow. Good, come to that neutral spine. So we're gonna take one foot and I want you to put it back so that your toe is on the floor. And we're gonna push the heel towards the floor. And then we're gonna bring ourselves forward and release it. So we stretch it back, try to push the heel towards the floor. Maybe you'll actually get it there, that's good. And then come back. Good, so whatever works for you. If you can get the heel to the floor, that's great. If you can't, that's great too. All right, one more, let's hold it back there, hold it back there. If you can and it's comfortable, bend the back knee ever so slightly and get a stretch right all the way into the heel, into that Achilles tendon area. Good. Let's hold it one more breath. Let's step it forward We're gonna do that other side. So we put that toe all the way back there and we rock it back. Try to push the heel towards the floor if you can. And if you can't, that's okay. It's the effort really that counts. So we rock it back, push that heel back. You can do all of this standing behind the chair. If you don't like the way it feels, if you feel too low here, you can go ahead and do it a different way. Good. Rocking that heel back. We're just trying to stretch through that calf. Good. Now let's put that heel on the floor. Heel comes to the floor. We bend the back knee, shifting our weight backward just a little bit. Feeling that stretch all the way into that Achilles tendon. Breathe. Make sure you're taking some big deep breaths here. Relaxing those muscles, holding one more time. Good. Now let's take a step forward, and I want you to go ahead and slide your hands along your chair and push your hips back. So we're in a modified down dog here. It's not truly down dog because our feet aren't all the way back, but it's more of a forward fold. If this doesn't feel good, prop yourself up a little bit, maybe on a pillow or a block or a book. Stretching through those hamstrings, push that happy dog tail back, and breathe. Good, now let's walk it forward. Push your weight back into your heels, inhale and lift. Now if you're dizzy, first thing, sit down. The chair is right there, right? Good, because we were with our head below our heart a little bit. And inhale here. Good, all right, one more big deep breath. Exhale, I want you to go ahead and step back one leg and take the other leg and put it so that the knee is touching the chair. That gives us an extra touch point. A touch point is where your body somewhere touches something that's anchored to the floor. So we actually have 2 feet on the floor and the knee, which is anchored on the chair. Good. So we're going to inhale and lift the opposite arm of the leg that's touching the chair. Good. And we're using that for balance. So if you feel unstable, do this behind your chair. So come to the other side. So we reach it up nice and tall, pushing that foot into the floor. Come over to the side with a stretch. Big breath here. Good. Now let's inhale, and we're going to come forward, pivoting that back foot for a warrior 2. Just a little bit. Just a little easy warrior 2. Good. Now inhale, let's pivot back for warrior 1. And then we're going to come down, grab that chair, and stretch that foot back, or stretch those hips back, keeping your foot on the floor, stretching through that front hip, front leg. Good. Can you bend your arms a little bit? Bring your chest a little closer to the chair. Ooh, that's a deeper stretch there. All right, and then let's walk it forward. Push your feet, or push your weight back into your heels. Inhale and come all the way up. Good. And then bring it back. All right, march it back. I'm a little bit on that thing, and sometimes that makes it feel unsteady, unstable for me. So that's why I came up slowly. I wasn't sure where it was. All right, so let's inhale, lift, and exhale. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, step back the other leg. Ooh, and take your front leg, anchor it on the chair. Right? So if you don't like this, go to the behind the chair. You don't have to do this here. This is just something different to do. It's a little more of a challenge. It's a little harder than what we normally do, but not a lot. So inhale, lift. Let's reach that arm up. Big, big stretch. Come on over to the side. Good, big stretch here. Push that heel back. Beautiful. All right, let's bring it all the way up and bring both arms down. Let's reach both up for warrior 1. I have to pivot and go to the back. Warrior 2. I should have switched sides. It's just for a moment. Pivot it back up for warrior 1. Good, and then we come back down, pushing those hips back. Good, Good. Push that hip back, straighten that front leg, elongate through that hip. See if you can feel like that leg is longer when we're done. If you can, we're going to do a little bit of a push-up and come down. Stretching it all the way back. Breathe, nice big deep breaths. And then let's walk that back foot forward. Push your weight back into your heels. Come all the way up. Big lift, big reach. Let's reach for those low-hanging fruit. Maybe they're peaches. I don't think we're quite ready for peaches yet, but maybe. Big stretch. Maybe some cherries. All right. And then let's bring those arms down. Let's grab for that chair. Take a step back. Push those hips back, stretch it out for that down dog on the chair. For some of you, we're close enough that you could actually do this on the floor if you had a stable place to do it. Good. Breathing one more deep breath. Good. All right. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to turn my chair back to the front, and you can come now to the back of your chair or turn your chair in its normal position. Let's work just a little bit on balance before we go any further. Good. All right, so let's inhale. We're going to lift one leg. So if you did mat yoga with me today, this is very similar. We're going to point and flex that one foot. Good. If you can, raise the opposite arm. Ooh, that made it harder, didn't it? I wiggled just a little bit. Did you? Can you point and flex your hand? Woo. And bring it down. Let's do the other side. We inhale, lift, reach it up. One arm, one leg. They're opposite of each other. So left arm, right leg, or left leg, right arm. Oh, I'm wobbly today. Point and flex. It's good because it's close to lunchtime, I think. Good, and bring that all the way down. So I've been trying to do this every day because I think it's a hard one, and I think the more we do it, the more we'll get it. We're in that tandem stance right here. Good. Remember your cheats. You have a couple cheats. You could step forward a little bit. You could step side a little bit. The one thing we don't do is turn that back leg, because then you're just too stable, and then you're not going to get the benefit from what we're doing. So we're going to stand up nice and tall. Tandem stance. We're going to rock up on the toes and come back down. Up on the toes and come back down. See, even I need the chair sometimes. That's okay. Up and down we go. Up and down we go. 4 more. 3. 2. We're going to hold this last one up there. Hold it up there. Hold it, hold it. You're on your toes. Turn to one side. Ah. Bring it back to the center. Can you turn the other way? Hold that chair if you need it. And bring it down. Let's march it out. Good. And then we do the other side. So the other foot goes forward, standing the way you need to stand for you, other than turning the back foot, because that's cheating. And we don't have cheaters here, I know it. And up and down we go. Good. Up and down we go. I gotta take a step back. I can't grab the chair. I'm having a hard time on this side. Up and down we go. Now hold it up there, turn and twist. Bring it back to the center, turn and twist the other way. And bring that foot down, good job. All right, grab your strap. It should be somewhere handy, because I know a lot of you just have like an exercise area and you leave all your tools and your equipment right there. If you don't have a strap, I've used a belt. I just have a belt that I got from home. But you could use a yoga strap if you have one. I actually have a yoga strap, but I wanted to demonstrate with this. Also, a belt of a rope would be excellent to use. Okay, so sitting about mid-chair, we're going to take our strap, we're going to lasso our foot. And we're going to try to sit up tall. Don't put your back on the chair. We're just going to extend that leg out. Good. Now pull your shoulders back a little bit. That's going to give you a nice stretch already in that leg. Breathing nice big deep breaths all the way to the belly. Good. All right. Now take a big deep breath. Exhale. Push that heel forward. All right. Push that heel forward. Your toes are coming a little bit towards your face. Getting a deep stretch in that leg. Breathing, nice big deep breaths. Good. Now let's bend that knee in just a little bit and pull your chest forward. Good. Exhale, bring it back out nice and straight. Sit up tall. Flex that foot. And relax it. Let's take that strap and we're going to put it in the same hand as the leg that you have extended. We're sitting up nice and tall. We could anchor holding onto the chair or the arm of the chair. And for those of you that have arms in your chair, you might want to scoot a little bit forward here because we're going to open that leg to the side as far as we can. So if you had to, you could come forward and be here so you're not hitting the chair arm. And then we're going to open if we can and if it's comfortable and we feel safe. And we're going to go over to the side with a big stretch. Good, bring it in. Right here, lift it, pull it over and stretch. And bring it in, let's hug that knee in. Ah. And then let's do that other side. So we lasso that foot, stretch it out, big sitting tall, push that heel forward, breathe. Good, pull those shoulders back. We're breathing here, some nice big deep breaths. One more big deep breath. Push that heel forward, toes towards your face. Feel that stretch through that leg. Good. Ooh, are you leaning back? Try not to lean back too much. I don't want you to lean so far back that your back has an issue. Good. Relax it just a little bit. Let's take that stretch. Same hand, same leg. We're going to anchor on the chair, either the arm or the base of the chair. And we open to the side, sitting up tall. For those of you that can, we're going to open here to the side. And bring it back to the center. Let's lift just a little bit and bring it over and twist. And then bring it in. Let's hug that leg in. Let that strap fall because we're not going to use it anymore today. Just hug that leg in. Good. Let's put that foot on the floor, sitting up nice and tall. Let's come forward just that little bit, stretching that spine. Good. For those of you that are comfortable, we're going to bring our fingers to the floor. If you've recently had surgery in your eyes, or you get dizzy easily, you maybe don't want to do this, and we're going to roll over those legs. It's just a little wider than we do sometimes. Feel that stretch through the spine, through the back. All right, let's inhale, come all the way up. Good, curl all the way to the back, curl. Doing a little bit of the opposite. All right, let's sit up nice and tall. Let's bring those arms out. Good, give yourself a hug. I want you to sit nice and tall, standing right here. You can give yourself a pat on the back if you need it. Sometimes that feels good to have that pat on the back. And let's tuck your chin. And bring that head up. Let's bring it out and open. And bring it around, give yourself a hug. Oh, a pat on the back if you need it. Good, tuck your chin. And then let's bring it all the way back up. Good. Let's reach it out one more time. Grab the back of your chair. Stretch it forward. I'm gonna lose my thing. And then let's come all the way back. Good, let's roll those shoulders back. Bring those legs out a little wide. Let's slide one arm down and turn and twist with a reach if the reach is comfortable. If it's not, you could just look. And bring it up and around and the other way. And bring it right back to the center. Let's rock those knees in, working those hips. Slide those feet back so you get a little bit better stretch. Slide those feet back. All that oxygen I need. Remember all these things to do for these classes. All those yawns are just oxygen intake. There we go. Let's rock those feet. Now lock your knees in. Let's roll those ankles to the outside. And bring them back down. And roll those ankles to the outside. And bring it back down. Now let's take one hand and give me that stop sign with a gentle stretch backward. And bring it around right here. And then the other hand, stretch it back. And bring it around right here. Good, and roll those wrists. And roll the other way. We're getting there. Open and close. Bring those shoulders down. Good, now let's squeeze those fingers together. Working on fine motor skills just that little bit. One more. Now I want you to squeeze them all together, bring them right here, and just like little birds pecking at their food, we're going to go up and down. Good. Feel that stretch right in the forearm. That feels good, doesn't it? All right, right here, hold it right here. And bring it around, make a circle. And reverse it. Good, give those hands a shake. Let's scoot back in that chair, making sure those tail feathers stick right through the hole so we're sitting up nice and tall. I'm sorry, my skin is itchy. I promise I'll wash my hands. I know I shouldn't touch my face. All right, sit up nice and tall. Good. And now lean back into that a little bit so that we're feeling comfortable. Let's close our eyes just for a moment. Breathing nice big deep breaths. Relaxing into that stretch. Feeling soft. Feeling safe and feeling loved. Feeling warm. Just breathing for a couple of minutes here. Listening to the sounds around you. Maybe you can hear the music. I think I have it really quiet today, but maybe you can hear music, maybe you hear noises around you. Just incorporate that into your relaxation. Hold on to that feeling of peace and quiet and calm. Let's open up our eyes. Take a big deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Big deep breath. And exhale, let's bring those hands right to the center. Thank you so much for sharing your chair yoga time with me today. I hope you feel stretched and energized and ready for whatever the day brings. Namaste.